Meanwhile, Pakistan has stepped up ceasefire violations in the Menda and Bimbar Gully sector south of Pir Panjal. Civilians have been asked by local police to move to safer locations for their safety. Now, for the first time, the army has given unprecedented access to our strategic affairs senior editor Gaurav Sawant to a forward mortar position. He reports from the line of control.
Pakistan has once again violated the ceasefire at the line of control. We are at a mortar position. This is an 81 mm mortar position at the line of control. Small arms fire has started. Preparations to respond to Pakistan's mortar fire, which is anticipated at this stage. With me is Major Pranav. Because of security reasons, I cannot tell you the name of his battalion and our exact location. Major, what's the latest that's happening here?
Pakistan has once again resorted to a ceasefire violation, and they have resorted with the automatic weapons onto our foreign posts. We are preparing our mortar location for the assault on them if we are fired upon with the mortars. Let's get into the safe place.
It is advisable at this stage to get into these communication trenches because we are in the line of enemy fire where we are at this forward location. Let me just speak to one of these jawans. Pakistan का क्या फायर आपके इस इलाके में आता है, इस पोजीशन पर आता है?
आता है सर, ज्यादातर वो सिविलियन के टारगेट करता है, हम उसका पोस्ट का टारगेट करते हैं। हम लोग के आजा सर फायर जवाब फायर से देते हैं सर।
फायर का जवाब फायर से देने का आदेश है। Pakistan appears to be targeting your civilian locations, our civilian locations. Is this by design or by mistake?
Yeah, this has been seen this time that Pakistan has deliberately targeted our civilian localities also, even from the locations where we don't have any forward posts also.
Is there any instruction to you to be restrained in your response, or are these boys under your orders or your CO's orders free to respond to Pakistan violating LOC ceasefire?
We have not been restrained by anything, but we have been told that we have to reply the fire by a fire only, and we have to destroy the post of the enemy which is targeting us.
The instructions to these brave soldiers on ground is very clear. In case Pakistan violates ceasefire, respond to fire with fire and destroy the post from which the enemy is firing at these soldiers or our civilians. With cameraman Kirpal Singh at the line of control, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Well, what we're going to do right now is connect with our senior editor Gaurav Sawant, who's reporting from the line of control. He filed that ground report a short while back. Gaurav, just can you take us through the latest that you're witnessing there? The last we know, the last count, 3 ceasefire violations already.
Preeti, soldiers and civilians alike have been told to move to safer locations. As far as soldiers at the line of control are concerned, they've all been given instructions to get down in their bunkers. So from their bunkers, they're now guarding the line of control. And this is quite a volatile line of control here south of Pir Panjal, at least in 3 sectors, in Poonch, in Rajouri and in Bimbar Gully, Mender, where we are currently. As far as the civilians are concerned, their lives very badly affected. 6 were killed on Independence Day, several injured yesterday. Civilians have now been asked by the police to move to safer locations for the next several days. Now, you're only anticipating Pakistan's next move. The apprehension is just ahead of the National Security Advisor level talks. Pakistan will intensify the shelling. Schools have been shut down, markets are shut, people moving to safer locations till the day of those talks, or whether talks are called off. So everyone is just, they've bunked down, they're staying safe, they're just ensuring lives are saved.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Gaurav. We're going to keep coming back to you for more updates on this. But what's happening as well is that it does seem that Pakistan wants to put the onus of calling off the NSA talks on India. One, of course, with what Gaurav is reporting there, the LOC hotting up with Pakistan continuously indulging in ceasefire violations. On the other, well, India now will hand over, what the latest that we're getting in is that India will hand over a Pakistan list of 60 fugitives who have taken shelter in Pakistan. India is also expected to dismiss any comparisons between Samjhauta Express blast and Mumbai terror attacks, an issue that Pakistan has been raising for a while now. The Indian side will also confront Pakistan with evidence that the 3 terrorists who carried out attacks in Gurdaspur and the 2 who struck in Udhampur, including Naveed, had sneaked from across the border and had full ISI backing. Other key issues to be raised by NSA Ajit Doval include deportation of Dawood Ibrahim and speedy trial in 2611 Mumbai trial terror attack case. A list of about 60 fugitives, including Dawood Tiger Memon, Other prime accused in the 1993 Mumbai serial blast and several terrorists of Indian Mujahideen will be given to Pakistan, asking that they be handed over to India. All right. I want to cut across to Shujaul Haq, who's reporting from Srinagar. We're also joined by my colleague Smita Sharma, picking up the very latest coming in on these NSA level talks that are expected and what's taking place across the border. Hamza Amir joins us. I want to cut across to Smita first for a quick update. Smita, you know, with what's happening at the line of control, continuous ceasefire violations. Back here, Sartaj Aziz meeting separatist. What is the Indian line, and what is the NSA Ajit Doval taking with him in terms of talks that there is some, something that we get out of that?
Well, the objective of the talks, as had been agreed upon between Narendra Modi and Nawaz Sharif in Ufa itself in July, Preeti, was that this talk would focus on terror. But what Indian sources feel is that we saw Sartaj Aziz go back to Islamabad, make those comments on Kashmir. They have been ratcheting up, of course, hostilities on the border. There have been those Gurdaspur attacks, the Udhampur attacks. So India views all of these as a series of provocations to try and derail these talks and perhaps give the blame, put the blame on New Delhi. But remember, there are various constituencies, especially in the international community, including the UNSC, the Americans. We saw the UNSC, said the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon issued that statement yesterday, asking India and Pakistan to exercise maximum restraint and hoping that the NSA talks will evolve a way forward. So that is the reason why what we are told is from our sources that as far as the latest Hurriyat card provocation was concerned, a strong message was conveyed to Pakistan that India would have responded, and that's why we learned that perhaps Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani may actually end up now meeting Sartaj Aziz only after the NSA talks. But clearly for Ajit Doval, the focus will be on going forward and confronting Pakistan with evidence on terror.
Smita, stay on with us. Let's get in a comment from our colleague Hamza, who's reporting right now from Islamabad. Hamza, back home, and I'm sure you heard Smita as well. There is a perception, and a very strong one at that Pakistan just wants India, wants to put the onus on India to call off the talks.
Well, I think that is one thing that is, something that Pakistan would be trying to do, because every time Pakistan has had this leverage of saying that India was the first one to call off talks. And I think this time around they would want to do the same. But I tell you, before even the agenda of Pakistan's point of view was confirmed, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had a detailed meeting with the army chief to actually, tell him and take his consent with what Pakistan's point of view is going to be. And I think this time when Nawaz Sharif comes in, it is, when Pakistan actually comes to Delhi, if they do, then, the agenda is going to be very clear. If, as I said before, that, it's going to be a very strong confrontation between India and Pakistan, because both sides have a very strong case, as they say, and they say they have evidences. So, yes, this NSA level talk, if it goes ahead, then obviously it is going to be, a very strong confrontation. But if it is going to be called off, it is not going to be Pakistan, that is for sure. And Pakistan is going to push as much as possible for India to actually be the first one.
All right. In midst of all of this, of course, with what Smita was saying, that the separatists might actually be meeting Sartaj Aziz after the talks. I want to get in a comment from Shujaul Haq, who's with us. Shuja, any light on that? Have you been able to get a word?
Well, as of now, there is no word on exact dates of when they'll be able to meet. But from the separatist point of view, we spoke to almost all of them today, and they were clear. They said that we welcome the invitation, we will accept it, and we will go as per the schedule that has been, given out to them. So by from their point of view, if they've been called on 23rd of August, they will go on 23rd of August and meet Sartaj Aziz. Well, that's exactly what where the entire controversy lies. At the same time, there are there are people, particularly in BJP, local BJP leadership, who are saying that last time around, when in August 2014, a similar thing had happened. The foreign secretary level talks were called off. What is the justification that they will have to give out at this point of time by not calling off the talks because of the very same reason?